How's your New Year's resolution going? If you're like me or most people, you might be struggling with the motivation factor because you haven't seen any extravagant results so far. Sometimes you feel like you just don't have the time to actually fit in all your new plans and your new goals into your life, and it becomes a little bit more difficult to actually execute on getting it done. You think the problem is you, and you end up labeling yourself as a lazy person, but I'm here to tell you that's likely not true. Maybe. What I think the problem is you don't have enough time, and it's because you've spent it on the wrong thing. The problem lies in the fact that you've likely been sold on the idea that money equals time and time equals money, when in fact they're not equal. You can leverage your time to make extreme amounts of money. Lifestyle creep ends up happening where you actually end up earning more money, and as a result of you having more money, you spend it on things that you don't really even want or that you might not even need. And now you're back at a point where you actually need more money to go ahead and continue doing the things you're doing. But did you know there's actually another way to actually live your life besides walking on this hamster wheel? Just think, wouldn't it be nice to actually have 5 Sundays and 2 Mondays versus having 5 Mondays and 2 Sundays? Let's learn how to get back your time and make more money. But to emphasize why you're feeling the way you're feeling, I'm going to use these cups to actually exaggerate a little bit. This cup right here in my hand represents the 24 hours in a day that we all have. The first thing I'm going to do is actually pour my time into sleep, because everyone needs 8 hours of sleep. So here goes a third of my time. So that leaves me 16 hours. With 16 hours left in a day, why can't I get anything done? Well, let's not stop there. There are things that are wired into us that feel just as required as a part of life, such as work. Working a 9 to 5. Click, 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 click. After that, you gotta eat, right? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 2 hours gone. So you've spent 18 hours in life already. Now you have 6 left. And I don't really like showering, but you gotta do it. So let's throw that in there. You also gotta brush your teeth, poo, pee, use the restroom. Click, 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 click. There's another hour gone. And if you're not satisfied with living like a slob, you gotta do your chores. Here goes another hour to sweeping, washing dishes, taking out the trash, doing your laundry. So now the majority of our day is mapped out. What are we left with? Just 4 hours. What about the other things you gotta do in life? So now we have these 5 cups left, but we only have 4 hours. These last 5 cups represent the gym, spending time with family and friends, doing hobbies, grocery shopping or shopping, and taking vacations. Because you only have these 4 hours, all these things are only gonna get a little bit of water. Time is already scarce, and with a lot of people idolizing hustle culture, we sometimes now spend our weekends actually just working on our side hustles too. These last 5 things likely don't receive the attention they deserve, and time would spiral out of control. As you can tell, 4 hours is likely not enough to integrate your new resolutions into your life. They say you can multitask your way to success, but honestly, this is a lie. What you're really doing is actually rapidly shifting your focus to something else and switching your brain to one topic to another topic. It's best to have a clear goal, get it done, and do it well. Also, life doesn't need to be all work and no play. There is a new way to actually set goals for yourself and get everything you've wanted done in your life. But first, let's go back and see why we scheduled our lives like this. The Industrial Revolution was a time when machines were invented to help people make things fast. Many people started working in factories. The factory owners needed to make sure the machines were running all the time to make the most money. So they made people work from 9 in the morning until 5 in the evening. This became the 9 to 5 workday that we all still use today. Now fast forward, we're seeing the advancement of technology. ChatGPT is changing jobs, artists are being taken over by AI tools, we no longer need to know how to drive, cashiers are becoming a thing of the past. Technology has shifted the lives of a lot of people, and we don't need to put that much value in a 9 to 5 anymore. A lot of jobs that require you being there 9 to 5 actually don't exist anymore, and they're actually being destroyed by a lot of these tools that we discussed earlier. Before, you had to actually be at a physical location, but now there's actually cell phones and things like Zoom calls that have replaced in-person meetups or workspaces. As a result of all these technological changes, we no longer have to live a life that's defined by our 9 to 5. You can make a lot more money by actually reducing your commute time and doing more efficient work with the help of technology, thus shortening the amount of time you actually put into your work cup. Take it a step further, we're going to learn later on in this video actually how you can leverage the money you make from your job and actually buy back even more of your time. Back to our cups. Now, we realize we need to create more time to reach our resolutions, but we can't create time, so we have to reallocate time. We can't take from sleep, so what does that leave? Stop showering and brushing your teeth? Just kidding. You're trying to accomplish your New Year's resolution, right? The best way to do it is actually take from the work cup. Let's start to pour our work cup back into these other things that deserve a lot of time and attention. Click, 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 click. Working long hours and ignoring everything else in your life is one of the biggest lies now glamorized in society. When someone asks you how they're doing, a common response is busy. I have so much work right now. But the truth is, the choice is actually yours, and no one's holding a gun to your head saying, I will find you and I will kill you. So if you're unhappy with the way you're spending your time, or if you're failing at your results, don't just keep doing the same thing over and over. As they always say, insanity is doing the same thing over and over, but expecting different results. So how do you actually pour time from your work cup into all these other things you actually want to accomplish in your life, when you probably have a million things flying at you, such as chores, taking care of your kids, taking care of your house, cleaning, and doing other things that are required of life. Time is likely not something you have to spare. Let me tell you how my parents got back their time and retired early, even though they had all the odds against them. Before that, if you like this video and want to see more content just like this, like, follow, hit the notification bell, and comment down below on what you're spending your time on. But back to what my parents did. And to give you some context, my parents actually fled their country of Cambodia around 1970 or 1980s. The reason why was because there was actually a genocide going on, and as a result, they were happily rescued by the Red Cross and sent to the United States. After years of working at a job and really enjoying it, they got laid off unfortunately during 2008 and had to find a new way to live life. Since they got laid off, they dug into their savings and eventually sold their home. And what we did was actually fished at a lake for food every single day. So eventually the money started to get a little bit low and we had to do something a little bit different besides fishing for food every single day. What they did was actually buy their very first business. In addition to that was actually purchasing their very first real estate investment. Eventually they scaled up their real estate business to the point where they no longer actually have to work, and as a result they actually retired early. Thanks to their mentorship, I actually followed the same exact plan, and as a result I started to buy real estate myself, and back last year was the very first time I was able to experience my 7th month retirement. The point is that you can actually take the W-2 income you make and actually pour into passive investments. There's a really good book on this called Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki if you want to learn more about this topic, link down below. But you need to understand what work is actually for. It's for enjoyment and the enrichment of your life. You are then actually compensated with the work you do with money. But if you're not actually producing enough money to live a meaningful life, this is not the way. You need to actually learn how to make more money while not ignoring all these other aspects of your life. Money should be a tool to actually buy back your time, and you should not be a slave to money. What I'm trying to say is there was actually a secret cup this whole time, and that secret cup is labeled passive income. You can actually use passive income to replace the work cup. And although you don't have to stop working because it's enjoyable, you now have the option to actually decide how much time you're going to pour into your work cup, and you can use the time generated by the work cup and pour into those other aspects of life. I hope you see where I'm starting to get at. I'm not saying you should quit your W-2 job today and start a business or spend all your money on investments. I'm saying you should actually audit your time, see how you're truly feeling on the inside, and then decide on what you should be doing with your life. Time is your most precious resource. Life expectancy is only to about 70 years in the US, which means you only have 3,650 weeks to actually live. And if you're over 25, you've likely already lived a third of it. Make sure you're spending your time on the resolutions you want to achieve. Don't trade your goals and dreams for money. Spend your time wisely, and if you want to learn about how you can actually start your real estate business today, check out this video right here.